Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk all things health and healing from a holistic perspective. And today will be no different. Today, I'm going to give you 8 major benefits from the most essential oil that you need inside of your medicine cabinet. Okay. Now, I'm always giving you solutions here and there to change your diet, but this is one of those things that if you got a natural medicine cabinet at home, you must have this one in there. This is something that I remember my grandparents using. This is something that has been used for thousands of years. As a matter of fact, this has been used by ancient Egyptians. It's been used by the Romans, the Greeks, Sumerians. This is something that we as human beings have been using to heal ourselves for thousands of years. And it hasn't been till recent that we've started to replace all these natural healing modalities with unnatural things. So this is one that needs to be reintroduced back in the home. These are things that we can use for our children, not only ourselves, so that we're using natural things to overcome some of these solutions or problems that we're trying to find when it comes to our health, okay? Now, this oil is called castor oil, okay? Castor bean oil, okay? Now we're gonna dive deep into why this is something that I use almost every day in many different ways for many different things. And that's the thing that I like about nature, as opposed to using something unnatural. Quite often when you use something from nature, it has multiple uses, okay? Not only for preventing, but also for healing. And not only for those things, but also for multiple things as well too. So I can use them for both health maintenance, while at the same time trying to recover or reclaim my health in a sense as well too. So I think this is really important to have in your medicine cabinet, castor bean oil. Okay, now in terms of where I get mine from, now typically what I'll recommend for you, the best ones that I've seen out there are from either Jamaica or Haiti, okay? So Jamaica or Haiti, those are my favorite brands to get, all right? And when you start to hear some of these benefits that come from castor oil, you're gonna think, why have I never heard about this? And that makes sense. I mean, you start to hear some of these benefits, you'll understand why many of the ailments that there are no cures for when it comes to modern medicine, what you'll begin to understand is that a lot of times they don't bring it up, because if they brought it up, like, you will find out about all the other benefits of this one plant. And so let's dive deep into a little bit about what the plant is, and then help you understand some of these benefits and how you can use it, okay? Now, what I will say again, my personal favorites are gonna be from either Jamaica or Haiti, okay? And the reason why is because anytime I go to a place like Jamaica or places in the Caribbean, the castor bean plant just grows. I mean, it's not anything that you got these huge company growing in hundreds of thousands of acres. I mean, it just grows naturally in nature. And so because of that reason, quite often what you'll see is it'll be less likely to be sort of monocrop, which means it'll be less likely to be sprayed and, and modified in ways that are harmful to us as human beings, that we've made a common practice today. So, and I found the ones in Jamaica and Haiti to be the most powerful as well too, okay? Because everything is about the soil. And in these places, they have some of the richest soils in the world, okay? And so those are my recommendations. As I said before, castor oil has been used for thousands of years for a natural remedy. Now, one of the things that's really important, because I want to make this very clear for my people out there who do have access to the plant, castor oil can be very toxic, fatally toxic, as a result of the plant and also the seed. They contain this very toxic enzyme called ricin, which people have used in the past to actually kill people. And so it's really important to know and understand, if you have direct access to the plant, that you need to know, like, plants defend themselves. And so if you don't understand what parts of the plant can be used in a healthy and safe way, go and buy your oil from a very, reputable brand. That's really, really important, because they typically will use a heating process to remove this toxic enzyme called ricin that's in the plant. But again, it comes from the seed in the plant, that toxic enzyme. Okay. Now we're getting the oil from the castor bean. That's where the oil is coming from. All right. But I want to make that distinction, because I'm talking about the plant and I'm talking about places that you can get the plant. People will be under the assumption that all of the plant is all good. And so it's just important to understand that, just like us, like even more so than us, plants, want to survive, and they have defensive mechanisms. And one of those being in a castor bean plant. It's important to know, again, if you didn't grow up using this plant, you don't understand how to use it, don't go about making your own oil. Buy from a reputable brand. Hugely important. All right. Now, what I love about castor oil is, of all the oils, it penetrates the deepest. Okay. Of all the essential oils that you've heard about, that you see people talking about in infomercials on TikTok and Instagram, etc., of all the oils that are being used out there, it penetrates the deepest. Now, here's why this is important. Because it penetrates the deepest, it's capable of breaking up lumps and bumps that other oils just cannot do. It's so powerful that castor oil is capable of actually breaking up bone spurs, okay? Which are essentially these bony deposits that are typically in the joints that cause people to have a lot of pain. Sometimes you get them in the heel. Sometimes you get them in the ankle, or maybe even in the knees as well too. And they are very painful. But using castor oil, you can actually break up these bone spurs as well too. Okay, hugely important, because a lot of times people, actually have surgery to get rid of these bone spurs. Okay. Now, the other thing that historically castor oil has been used for is to relieve constipation and also to induce labor. Okay. Now, today I'm emphasizing the importance of using castor oil externally. Okay. Especially for those lumps and bumps. And, those lumps and bumps don't just include things like, lymphomas. They also include things like fibroids, cysts, and tumors. As a matter of fact, I had someone who was seeing me who had went to the doctor. The doctor told them that they had a cyst or a small tumor in their breast. And so the doctor was saying that it was at a point where they weren't necessarily ready for surgery, and they were wanting them to come back in 3 to 6 months to determine if the cyst or the tumor got larger. And so when they told me that, I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to use castor oil. And guess what? What we did was we got her to, use a gauze, a compress, put the castor oil on that compress, put that compress inside of her bra, okay? And every night, put that compress on, every night, over the area where that lump, bump, tumor was. And in about 60 to 90 days, the tumor completely, resolved. And so again, it tells you how powerful this one oil is. And again, you have to remember, what I'm trying to emphasize here is castor oil penetrates the deepest of all oils. Okay. So that's why this is very important. Again, not only good for lumps and bumps, but lumps and bumps like fibroid, cysts, and tumors as well too. Okay. Also really good for joint pain as well too. And inflammation. Okay. So hugely important. Also good for hair growth. And typically with the hair growth, the one I'm gonna go with is the Jamaican castor oil, okay? With hair growth. Not only good for hair growth on the scalp, but also good for hair growth with the eyebrows and the eyelashes as well too. So for my ladies out there who are, they have all kind of medications to make people's eyelashes grow. You don't have to do all that. Get some castor oil, start rubbing it across the eyelids right before bedtime. Same thing with the eyebrows. You want thicker eyebrows. I know that that's become a more trendy thing today. Again, same thing with the Jamaican castor oil as well too. The other thing I think is really important in terms of like understanding castor oil can be very messy. All right, it could be very, very messy. So with that being said, castor oil being very, very messy, you have to be careful if this is something that you're going to use right before bedtime. So you want to get the kind of compress or use something like maybe even a towel. So let's say, for instance, one of the benefits that you can, or one of the things you can use castor oil for is like a liver detox. Okay, it's commonly used for that. And so what people will do is put the castor oil all over the right side of this upper abdomen area right before bed, and then put it on a gauze or a compress. And then what you could do is kind of wrap a towel around yourself before you go to bed, because again, castor oil is very thick. And as a result, if it gets on something, it's in that something. All right, so I hope this video has been helpful. Again, you could see the long list of benefits, and I didn't even list everything. Okay, again, like I'm emphasizing today the importance of using castor oil externally. All right, but yes, castor oil has been used by our grandparents and things of that nature for constipation and things of that nature as well too. But I'm emphasizing the external part because I know a lot of people are struggling with those lumps and bumps. All right, so to get rid of those different type of cysts, fibroids, tumors, etc., this could be a major impactful thing. All right, now here's the thing I'll say before I get out of here. Castor oil isn't gonna solve what caused this. All right, it's not gonna solve the cause. Okay, but it can be part of the remedy, which means that if you don't address the cause, the lump, the bump, whatever it is could come back. All right, so it's hugely important to understand that castor oil isn't the end all be all. You have to address the actual cause, okay? Whether it be a fibroid, whether it be joint pain and inflammation, whether it be the bone spur caused by a lot of acidosis in the body, whether it be a hair loss, okay? You have to address the actual issue as well too. So without the cause, the cure is in the cause. Hugely important. So again, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share this video with somebody as well too, so then they can expand what they understand in terms of healing and how they heal themselves at home. Okay, as well too. So sharing is caring. That's what we do in this community, and I appreciate all of the amazing comments. I appreciate all of you guys sharing the content with so many people out there. And until the next time, peace and blessings and Godspeed.